We're rigging! Let me move my mic down a little bit. Time to rig! I'm so excited! I love rigging! I love rigging! Sorry, y'all. Y'all caught me while I am super, super excited to rig. We are at that point. We are at that point where I have fixated on rigging. And that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's good. I don't have a problem. Not at all. No, 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 no. It's fine. The game was rigged from the start. It was I. I'm the one who did it. Me. Silly, silly goose. I'm the one who did it. I did it to you. I rigged this stream so that I may do rigging all I like. Honey, our goblin, she's adorable, yet I'm scared. Do not be afraid. I'm the only one who will suffer the consequences of my fixations. It's okay, it happens. It's all good. That's just what happens sometimes. Paco Bauer, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 27 months. Welcome on back. And also Show Day, happy 32 months. Thank you very, very much. Meta, thank you for the earwiggles. And Myth, thank you for the hydrate and the breathe and the posture check. Yippee. Let me do that real quick. Weirdly enough, doing that calms me down because it forces me to focus on my facial expressions. So it's very interesting. Very interesting how it's happened. Oh, Bridger lagged. Please. Please. I beg of thee. Please. Let me disconnect. Alright, disconnect that. Disconnect. Reconnect. Connect. There we go. Lockjaw. It happens again. Hello, Reclaimer. Welcome in. It's a way to ground yourself. Yeah. Sorry if I spam art questions today. I'm on a binge day. No worries, Meta. This is a wonderful place for art questions. I will do my best to read as much as I possibly can. If I go quiet and focus really, really hard on rigging, I do apologize. It's not anyone's fault. I just get super into it, so don't sweat it. Also, Reclaimer, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub with Prime. That's incredibly flattering. Thank you. I hope you're having a good Monday. Labor Day. I hope y'all are resting today, and you're allowed to rest. If not, take the opportunity to do so. Do something fun for yourself, you know? I have got Paranoia stuck in my head from League, so we're gonna listen to that in just a second. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna make sure this song is on. I was distracted. I was distracted looking for the song I wanted. You know what you're doing when you're rigging. Gotta bite the bullet. Gotta do some video editing. I've been putting it off for a good week or so. If you need to co-work, this is a perfect place to co-work. You can co-work as much as you like. Sometimes that is what I do with some homies. I'll be like, hey, I need to focus. Can you please just watch me draw for a little bit? And usually that'll help. Some days it doesn't work. Some days I need silence and no social interaction to work. But it's toss-up. It really is a surprise every day. Novita, thank you for the resub. Happy 3 years! Thank you very, very much. I hope you're doing well. And why not JavaScript? Happy 43 months! Have I really been streaming for 4 years? 4 years? Oh my gosh. That's a long time. That's a long time. Oh my gosh. My Monday was awesome. I'm currently about to head to bed. I've worked in the morning. Oh, good idea, Reclaimer. Get some rest. I also started stream about an hour early today because I am trying to fix my sleep schedule. I realized this weekend, I'm like, hey, my sleep schedule is actually kind of getting a little more normal now. I woke up at a nice time this morning and I'm like, you know what? I want to keep this up. I'm going to try to get to bed early. Rather than get to bed late, I want to try to get to bed a little early. You are a pretty old streamer. Hag era. It's our hag era, and we love it. We love that. Oh my gosh. But welcome on in. I hope y'all are doing really well. Let me turn on some music. Let's see. Thirties are hitting you hard. Tell me the 30s will treat you well. Tell me your 30s is for when you have fun and you enjoy being an adult. Please, give me something to look forward to. Yes? Silence? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Reclaimer, I'm not the best one to ask. Okay. Okay. Think of old candy you haven't had in years. What's the oldest candy you haven't had in years? Weirdly enough, I don't think I've had a Reese's Cup in a while. I like Reese's Cups. They're great. Jeff. Hey, sailors. Me. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We're hanging out. Caramel candies. Ooh. I like chewy caramels. Caramels or caramels? Both work, honestly. Don't worry, honey. I follow another artist who celebrated her 10 years of streaming. Good for them. Good for them. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let's get some music going on. Let me know if it's too loud. I will adjust it if it is. Ever has Charleston Chew? No, I haven't had a Charleston Chew. There are some candies that I just have not had before. I know Twitch OG has people with 15-year subs in his chat. Is Twitch even that old? Is Twitch even that old? What? No way. No way. Jeff, I forget the name, but I kind of missed that one chocolate caramel thing with pretzel inside. I don't know. I don't think I've had that one before. Dang. Sushi didn't pick up till much later, but yeah. Oh, okay. There isn't a lot that I wouldn't give to start my 30s again. Really? Huh. 2010 was 15 years ago? I was a baby. I was a baby. Oh my gosh. What? Insane. Insane. Anyways, to distract ourselves from the horrors that the passage of time brings with it, let's go to the rigging stream. Let me just make sure that my my NDA files are closed, because I don't want to show those by accident. There we go. Okay, we're good. Honestly, never play League, just listen to its music. And that seems like the best way to interact with its stuff. But welcome on in. Today we are chilling, playing no game, but just enjoying the process of making a VTuber model. I'm so excited! Jeff, aging means more of the weird numbers that you don't understand keep piling up. That's true. Oh, there's my art glove. Perfect. But today we are doing art for Zozo. I haven't done anything since last stream because I was resting on Sunday and today as well. But I was like, perhaps I'll do a little bit of rigging because I feel like it. What's the worst part about League anyways? Mechanics, microtransactions, fanbase communities? No idea other than, well, maybe actually fanbase might be the one. Or community. But it could be just the game is not that good to play for newbies. So, we have done most of the head angles. We have done the up and down. Look at that, baby. Look at that, up and down. Here, I'll remove the boxes so you can see. That's pretty clean. That's not bad. I like to give people a good range so that they can move their head a lot. And then we have X. Oh, look at this. This eye's so cute and playful. Love it. And we're gonna do the in-between angles. So for what you don't see, it is the angles that are a little bit more, how should I put it, awkward right now. So the angles that we're missing are these ones, the one the red face is doing. The up and downs of the angles. We don't have those yet. So we are going to do that. It'll be fun. Am I going to synthesize them? I don't think so. Synthesizing the corners can get you close to what you want, but I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna just be editing what is already there versus actually moving the parts well. So I'd like to do it manually. Head angles are the most important to worry about when you're making a model because they are what the audience focuses on the most. You can have kind of okay rigging in the skirt, the feet, even the arms, but so long as the rigging of the chest up is good, you're really going to be fine in terms of models. Jeff, the gameplay format's pretty outdated since it's derived from Arena Fighter map edits from Warcraft. It's already come full circle with Heroes of the Storm. Ah. Neurofission. I asked my grandfather how he became a successful farmer after struggling for so many years. He said the secret was when he started counting his cows. That was the cattle list. Get drive by dad joked. I like your motto. Thank you, Neuro. That's very kind. That's a great drive-by joke. I will say that's a good one. Thank you for sharing. Jedi were model art buddies today. Yours is a cute goblin. Mine is a B1 battle droid and a star speeder. Ooh, or staff speeder. Worst part thing about League is the game itself, the music, animation, shows, and other content are great. League has the uncanny ability to hire really good artists to do their PR to make them look cool. That seems to be how it goes. Nah, I think they could have milked that joke more. That's a pretty good one. Alright, that's a pretty good one. Excuse me. Also, Max King, thank you for the resub. Happy 7 months. Goodness gracious, oh good heavens, I can't believe it's number 7s. It's a pretty cool number. It's a pretty neat number, honestly. But yeah. So today we are going to be working on those awkward angles. Right there. Oh boy, oh boy. So if you look at without this, it just looks like an upwards angle, which is how we designed it. But we want to have the side angles. They are really, really important. So let's see. Do I want to start with this or do I want to start with this? You know what I might do? I might synthesize the corner for the eyes, but that's probably about all I need. No, I can actually get away with not having to synthesize those. I think instead having the X angles be more prominent is a good idea. Let's look at why the braid is moving here. Okay. Let's keep that there. Copy. Paste. Paste. We want to make sure that the angles are fairly consistent, so I don't want anything moving strange. Here we go. Did it work? No, it did not. Oh, that's actually fine. I want the individuals. There we go. That's why it's not locked. Okay, I see what happened. These angles are not locked to the proper bits. So now if I go up, okay, that's fine. Reclaimer, gotta go now. Have a great stream. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you. You take it easy. Sorry, I realized that there's a small issue that I have done with the hair, but that's fine. Nothing I can't fix. It's just gonna take a little more patience. There we go. Also, hello, Dingy. I hope you're doing well. There be bones in them hairs. You would be surprised how many bones are in how many. How many bones are in how many pieces of hair for models? Truly, it's a lot. Do you have a price sheet I can check out? Yeah, absolutely, Amateur. Feel free to check out that website. That is with my current rigging prices, and they will not be changing for the rest of 2025. I do plan on reopening my comms after this model is done, so keep an eye out. If it move, it got bones. Exactly. If it move, it got bones. I am the bone wizard. It's a job that I take very seriously. So did these. I see, they got locked in here. Okay. But they only exist in this one. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine. I am okay with this. Alright, so first things first, let's turn off the hair because we are going to deal with the hair last. We're going to get the face shape first. Alright, we can leave those there. That's fine. Is it a cool design? Yeah, I'm not the one who designed it. It is pinned to the top of the chat. It is Zozo and Sun's design. Not my own. I am just rigging it. The model that I'm using, I designed and rigged myself. But this client, I did not draw this. I understand illustration and rigging, but what is cutting? So illustration is more on the design side. Cutting is breaking it apart into all the pieces I need for it to move. For example, cutting it is making sure it is all layered properly so that this hair piece, not this one, because you can't see it, like this piece here is separated. That's an invisible layer. You don't need to see that. There's so many pieces where it's like, I have to cut them into so many pieces. Does it work? Is it proper? Is this gonna work? Like, how the line art is separated from the hair piece, and so is the hair color, so that it exists in a certain way here. Like, that's what cutting is separating it into layers so that it is possible to move it smoothly. Hello, DJ. I hope you're doing good. Those are some big prices depending on how complex it gets, but it's understandable considering how much work goes into this. Yeah. I do my best to charge what I consider an affordable rate for the amount of time that I put into models. But absolutely understandable if I'm outside of your price range. That is okay. I'm not going to be upset by that. If I'm outside your price range, there are absolutely other rigging artists that are probably within what you are looking for. But every time you look at a professional 2D model, usually you will find that the prices are in the couple thousands. Like, just for rigging alone. Like in 3D model where you have distinct sections in their own bones. Yeah, exactly. You can also do, like, cascading bones for physics, and it is complicated. But it's okay. Alright, let's do the upward angle first. So many pieces. Ah! It's fine. You no longer stand it. Each into their own. Let's do the eye, actually. That'll probably help me with the direction of everything. No, I don't want to hear that. No. Oh, nothing, not a penny. I don't want to hear a breach. No. Take me to the beach. $1,000. Interesting. Yep. You will find some rigging artists charge under $1,000. I will say be careful about those though, because you want to make sure that the artist that you are commissioning has actually done the work that they claim they're working on. Oftentimes, whenever I want to trust a rigger more often, I will see what their socials look like. I will see if they stream it, if they show their work in progresses, you know, and see their client list and see, okay, does their client still use their model? Is the client using it? Is it usable? Is it good? Stuff like that. Take me to the beach. You have to make sure they have to be trusted. Exactly. So you cannot just take a rigger's prices and work at face value. Even if you think that they are reputable, for the most part, you still have to do your due diligence and research. Usually, rigging artists and illustration artists will have a link to their client so that you can see their client list. And you can reach out to those clients to go, hey, what was your experience? Do you like this model? Is there anything I should worry about? Or is this is a good, reputable model artist? But if they don't list their clients and who the model is for, then they're probably stealing the showcases. Something to be really careful about. Cool enough. Okay. Not bad. I think I'm getting squished a little more. I don't got no friends. We have to make sure they have to be trusted. Yeah. Rigging here doesn't involve moving things, but also transformations, doesn't it? Like you need the deformed list and eyes to look the right in something like this position. Basically, rigging is everything I am doing right now. It is getting the Photoshop file already cut, and after that, it begins the rigging process of putting it into this program, making the art meshes, texture atlases, warp deformers, as well as rotation deformers, and making it move on different parameters and keys so that it tracks properly. And then after that comes the physics settings where you deal with a whole bunch of pendulums and numbers. It is a lot of work and a lot of complicated systems where you does take a lot of learning to understand. The Boner clan is not responsible for the bone cascade. Jester, whenever you change the pose of a character like this upward angle, how does the program know to save it like you? So, do you need to save it for each instant pose? I've been curious about rigging for a while, but never really knew how it works, where to start. So you see these keys over in the side here. Basically, they are green because the piece that I am working on, the eye, has been keyed to this. I've made it so that at these points, it hits their extremes. Everything is a tween in between. Basically, they are stretching to meet the in-between point. It gives the illusion that, you know, the character is moving smoothly the way it needs to be. Thank you for the posture check. I forgot to do the redeems earlier. Dang it. Ugh. Thank you for the posture check, Myth and Nerd. And also the breathe and the hydrate, Myth. Welcome in, Bagman. I hope you're doing well. All the coins. Excuse me. I swallowed water wrong. But also, welcome on in, Raiders. Let's see. Oh, you're playing Stray! Stray is very cute. I've played it before. It's a very cute game. I hope you had fun with it. The in-betweens of these streams will transform until it meets the extreme, similar to the animation-ish. Yeah, it's similar to animating in Flash, I guess. It'll tween its way to the right one. Sometimes the tweens will break, so you've got to set more keys in between. But yeah, pretty much you are making a mini animation that's trackable. Honey, what do we say about breathing water? I won't be able to breathe underwater. I know. But what if? What if? What if I could kiss Fishman? Flash did have tweeting. Yeah, it's basically tweeting. Vomit Grub. Got a raid and run so I can make din. Have a good stream. Take it easy. Thank you for trusting me with your community. I hope you had a lovely stream. Get something to eat and take care of yourself. And Raiders, I hope you're having a lovely evening. Right now, I am just trying to figure out how to make this look the way I want to. Alright, I probably want to copy this one. We're going to copy this key and see if it pastes nicely. Not bad. Okay, we are going to move it down. Hey, Bridger, please stop lagging. I love you so. But please, please. Teeth are so cute, honey. Thank you. They hurt when I bite my tongue. They really do hurt. DM Matt, thank you for the resub. Happy 17 months. Welcome back. Honey Goblin, we can't breathe water. But what if we could? What if we could? How magical would that be? Alright, I gotta do the face. Okay. Think I'm gonna steal this pose again, and then I'm just gonna reshape it. Alright, we're gonna see how this goes. Oh, good gracious. I got this, I got this, I can do this. Very close, very close. Find it funny and ironic you as a goblin listen to this song. This one? Why would that be funny? It's giants. Well, I guess the name. That makes sense. Think abyssal fish. Oh, beautiful. Cool scales. You ever considered amphibious honey model? Yes, I have. I have too many other things in the works right now for that. Oh. Just gonna say because I'm curious. Is this Blender? This is Live 2D Cubism. This is the subscription version, which is like $80 a year? Ish. It's not too bad. You should quit sleeping no minds. Push your back up a climb. Why not damage your delicate spine? Please don't act all shy and surprised. What is your got a opportunity. Ooh, okay. That's not bad. A little bit further back. Okay. Nothing I see, how I do it like that. Living like giants, we're bigger than giants, we're giants. Oh. Okay, that transformation is not bad. A little bit lower to cheat it a little bit. Yeah, we're exaggerating the turn right now. Okay, good. Thought it was Blender because of the complicated settings? No. This is simpler than Blender, in my opinion. I have tried learning Blender. It is so much more complex. Just playing. Thank you for the hydrate. And Tatsuo, thank you for the breathe. And also, Myth, thank you for the breathe earlier. Not LiveGD Squareism, which is a completely different program altogether. Technically, the program is called Cubism. And LiveGD, I think LiveGD has other programs, but it's called Cubism. It's a pretty good one. It's not bad. Personally, I like it. Alright, where's the back hair? Scalp. There we go. Okay. Gotta move it up, I think. Soka, Soka. That's pretty good. Gotta move this down a bit more. We gotta give this a nice clean rotation. Can cheat a little bit, go a little shorter. Something like that. Okay, that works. There we go. Gonna draw while watching the stream. So question. Whose design do I do first? Batman or Robin? Ooh. I would say Batman, because Batman's the most static figure for the most part. You can't draw him dynamic, but Batman static and then Robin really dynamic is very fun. A very fun juxtaposition. I think that's the right word for it. Official Goose God, thank you for the resub. Happy 21 months. Welcome on back. It's been that hard. It's vary from person to person. I'm sure some people thrive in places and some others find difficult. One of my cousins who does actually make VR chat models for fun, he said that the way to learn is to either do it following a tutorial or have someone hold your hand while walking through. And I've tried the tutorial route, so I'm getting to the point where I'm probably going to ask someone I know who is better at dealing with Blender how to do it. Like Batman and Robin question. May I ask which project do you think I should do? Which project? Well, which projects do you want to do? Like, is there a list? Did I ask your cousin? My cousin doesn't have time. He's busy working. Does not have time to do that with me. What project do you think I should do? Art project. Well, depends. There's a lot of art projects. You could draw your OC, you could draw animals, you could do life studies, you could do photo studies, you could do color studies, you can do box studies, perspective studies, background studies, environment studies, plant studies, furniture studies, historical architecture studies. You could do particular genres of birds. You could do fish. Like, what kind of art projects are you thinking of? Can I know what tutorials you've watched? I want to learn how to use Blender. I'm gonna be so for real. The tutorials I have watched have not been good. A lot of people who make 3D models are not particularly good at making 3D tutorials, I've found, for people who are better at understanding 2D concepts. People who have done both, starting with 2D, then learning 3D, are better at explaining it. But people who have done 3D and just 3D can't really explain it in a way that my 2D brain grasps, unfortunately. That's what rigging a model looks like. Interesting. It's very neat. It's fascinating. Oh, sorry, I should have asked straight up. Oh, Pokemon and Predacon. Oh, gotcha. I don't know what Predacon is. So, and unfortunately, I'm not too well versed in Pokemon either. I grew up where my cousins who are older than me grew up with Pokemon, but I didn't really grow up with Pokemon. Like, the anime that I first got into was Inuyasha, and that wasn't even the anime, that was a manga. My cousin brought it on a trip one time, and I was like, whoa! There's a tit in here! And then Honey was hooked. Pretty Cons of Transformers. Ooh, okay, so that depends. Do you want to draw mechanical or do you want to draw organic? You know? You have any tips for drawing eyes? Yes. For drawing eyes, if you are trying to make them look lifelike, think of the emotion you're trying to convey. That's the best I can think of. A tit? The tit, the bird, or the fun one? Both are fun. I will say, both are fun, but the human one. Me opening my siblings' copy of Chobits for the first time? Yep. I absolutely read Chobits as a kid. That was me. But one of the manga that I got really into, and my siblings are also really into this one too, particularly the ones who read manga with me. I want to get Claymore. I want to get, like, if there's an art book of Claymore, I want to grab it. It is so good. I love it so much. And I will say, it might not be the most amazing thing for other people, but it had a very huge influence on me. So it's special. It's got a special place in my heart, you know? Exactly, Zeech. Claymore's designs go so hard. I will say the one really big flaw with the designs of the pretty ladies is they do have same face syndrome, and their hairstyles do not do enough to distinguish them sometimes. But the monster designs are insanely good. I like them a lot. Hello, Zoe Kitten. We're talking about Claymore. And watch it flow. Yeah. The story is quite good too. Like it waffles a little bit in the last third, but then the ending is pretty good. So there could be worse. I have seen much worse endings. This one's fine. It did finish. I think it finished a couple years ago. I guess maybe my sister didn't finish it. I should tell her it finished. You don't want to know the one sentence rundown on what Predacon is? Sure. When Bleach went from Monster of the Week to Lost Spirit Humans, I lost interest so fast. Sometimes the human spirits are fine. Like, I look at Demon Slayer, I find them still very fun, even though the demons are basically just humanoid. Demon Slayer does a lot to humanize them in a very interesting way. And I find that can be really interesting and really fun. But, the thing that makes... How do I explain this? The thing that makes Demon Slayer different is it doesn't really focus too much on the designs, rather the characters behind them. And I think that's fun. So many mangaka have that issue with their characters having only a few faces and bodies and the way the different outfits his hair. Sometimes they do, but Claymore canonically, like, there's a reason why all the girls look the same. They all have blonde hair, silver eyes, and are fairly pale. Because of the modifications that their bodies have gone through. Like, there's a canonical reason why they look the same. But I feel like their outfits and their hair needed to be a little bit more different. Small posts make me feel judged. She's staring at you. It's a Decepticon that doesn't turn into a jet or a car. They turn into animals like tigers, rhinos, or even dragons. Interesting. I didn't know they turned into animal machines. That's cool. Where is the face? There's all the mouth. Oh gosh, wait. Okay. Oh gosh, I have to do the mouth. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I like the thought of the arc that tried to introduce the end, but I'm sure if they'll do anything with it. For Bleach, I lost interest in Bleach, at least the manga, after the Soul Society arc. The anime, I did like the filler arcs, weirdly enough, but when it got back to plot, I was kind of like, I think I can stop watching, personally. That's cool. I won't load up on you. I have a bad habit doing that. No worries. Sorry if I can't keep up. It's not a fan base I'm a part of, so I don't really know much about it. Okay, we're gonna start with the mouth. We're gonna go with this all mouth first, and then we'll deal with the perspective in a second. There we go. Is K-pop Demon Hunters? No, this is Valorant. This is Reignition. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Okay, the spots move differently than the eyes. Let's fix that. Because I gotta have the makeup look like it's rotating as well as the rest of the eye. Needs to be a little bit more out this way, I think. Where's the song that I was thinking of? Two Worlds. Let's go. Has anyone seen Shangri-La Frontier? No, I haven't. Thank you, keeping you. Thank you, Cunning Coyote. And Zara, thank you for the resub. Happy 35 months. Welcome on in. When you run, I run the gamble, but I could never plan it. I keep on breathing when I landed. When I run the gambit, but I could never plan it. I keep on breathing when I landed. If you give me a piece of your heart, you keep easy when we are a part of two worlds. It could be nothing, maybe it's something. Keep your eyes on me. I watched some episodes that had to stop when I heard the line, time to pwn some noobs or something to that effect. I don't like when some media tries to be cool and use like internet slang because it becomes so dated so quickly. There's some funny humor, like internet humor that can last a long time. Like I am always a fan of the YouTube edits. Like if you watch Delicious in Dungeon, there is a scene where Marcel stares at at Laios very, very judgingly, and then instead of zooming up close to her with a new drawing, they just cut to the already low pixel drawing, and I'm like, that's actually really funny. Okay, I'll give that to you. I've never seen that in an anime before. That is extremely funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. You made me laugh. Can't keep up with Transformers. That's perfectly understandable. God help you if someone tries to explain Headmasters or Pretender Transformers to you. Oh, gosh. Delicious in Dungeon is really good, and I think the wonderful thing about Delicious in Dungeon is it has a plot and an ending already in mind. Like, it ends really well. Like, that's the wonderful thing. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but it leaves you very satisfied and being okay if you got more, but really okay that you didn't. Like, in a positive way. It ends well, which is more than I can say for a lot of manga and shows nowadays. Like, another one that ends really well, as far as I remember, is Dorohedoro. That one ends really well. I like Dorohedoro. Claymore also ends quite well. Like, it lasts a little bit longer than I think some of the arcs could have, but it's not bad. It's not the most egregious shonen battle at the end, you know? Like, One Piece, will it end? I have no idea if One Piece will end. At this point, it's sort of a I can't keep up with it. I've heard it's amazing, and I'm sure it is. I just do not have the time to watch it. Meta, who the hell designed hands? Our ancestors, I'm sure. Hands are really tough. I will say the best thing you can do is look at hands that you really like, drawings of hands you really like, preferably manga. They were simplified and they have the line art, and draw over them and break them down. That can help you a lot. Hands were originally fins. Yes. If you look at a whale skeleton, it is just a human skeleton with proportions changed. Look at it. Its fins are its fingers. Anatomy's funny. Look at a frog's bones. That's just a little guy. That's just a little guy. It's whack. Proportions are fun. You like monster hands? Big hands? Ooh. Okay. You can study yaoi hands if you want. That'll work. You know who I love in Dorohedoro? No. I love almost all of the characters. There are very few characters in Dorohedoro that I dislike. Even if they are horrendously evil, I do really like them. Alright, the freckles move a little bit too much there. We want to make sure it feels consistent. There we go. That feels better. Yaoi hands forever. They really are. The only animal anatomy I can do comfortably are dinosaurs. T-Rex hands are way easier than a human hand. Talons are different. They are sometimes more easy, depending on what you're doing with them. They're not always the most difficult, but they can be. If you want really, like, detailed, delicate-looking ones. I think I want to scooch this over a little bit. Alright, this looks pretty good. Alright, we're gonna do the blush. We got the blush. This one. Head freckles. Not this one. Blush. Yeah, okay, these ones. I see. They were not locked in. Oh, I see. Okay. So this goes up. We don't want this to go up. We actually want this to go down. Start with the outdoor one first, and then the smaller one. That's what I forgot to do. Head freckles. Head base. Okay, it's not that mask. Yeah, it's head base. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, now it works. Good. But I can just learn forest hands. What are forest hands? Oh, Beastars is also very good. Yeah, I like Beastars. That's a really good one. What's another really good though that ends well? Dandadan? Dandadan's not over. And I read it the first time and got to the game arc. Like the board game arc. And I got bored. It was the same plot over and over again, and I got really tired of it. And I was like, I don't really want to read this anymore. I started out so good, which is the real shame of it all. Is like, it started out so strong. And you really, the characters you love the characters. They are great. It really is a shame that the author does not let them rest or have downtime to flesh out their characters more. It goes from one fight to the next fight, back and forth, constantly, the entire time. There's no rest. Once you play God, they're gonna come down one by one. There we go. That looks a bit better. Full Metal Alchemist. Yep, Full Metal Alchemist is one that wins really well. Forrest Gump. That's a single movie. Forrest the Rotten. Oh no, you're asking about the Forrest the Rotten. Yeah, Forrest art is really good. Very, very good. You got bored, you say, at the board game arc? Fitting. Fitting. Word. Then I'm gonna go. Have a great rest of your day and stream. Your rigging's looking amazing. And don't forget to drink water. Bye. Thank you. You take it easy, alright? I was blown when I found out the total time of One Piece, like a handful of weeks before the time skip. Yep. It's a long investment. Ready to go far, start walking. Don't ever say it's over, I'm breathing. Race it to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm ready to go far, start walking. Let's do the nose. Gotta watch him lead to, don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Race it to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm ready to go fast, ready to go far, start walking. Race it to the moonlight and I'm speeding. Soul Eater? I'm having trouble remembering the After the Brute Tempest. I didn't read Soul Eater, I only watched it. It's a fine ending. Really thinking about that thing you retweeted on Blue Sky? Oh, yeah. The frustration tolerance? I think it's very true. Frustration tolerance is really tricky. But one of the things one of my friends was talking about is they didn't think that they had any frustration tolerance. And I kind of went to them and went, that's not true. You do this one art form. You despise it verbally, but you keep going back to it. You keep returning to it. That's what builds frustration tolerance sometimes. That's probably the healthiest way to say you are motivated by spite in some ways. Don't know how to deal with my frustration? You take a break from it. When you get frustrated when your art doesn't look good, take a break. Leave it for the day. Go out, have fun. Get your mind off it and come back with fresh eyes. Sometimes it comes from overworking your brain. Think about it. If you are an athlete and you are not at the level you want to be, pushing yourself to work out multiple days in a row is not allowing yourself to rest. Same thing with your frustration tolerance. If you continually do it without giving your brain a rest, you are going to burn out in a different way. Athletes burn out physically, so it's very easy to tell when you're too tired to practice. But mentally, when you're too tired to practice, you start to beat yourself up about it. And that's not what you should do. You should probably just rest and do something else. That's the best way to do it. Also, hello, Plug Bear. Hubbity-da-gubbity. Still getting buff? Yep, trying to work on it. I complain about Promised Neverland than over Soul Eater nowadays. I never watched Promised Neverland. Didn't really seem like my jam. Raise it to the moonlight and I'm speeding. Oh, let's listen to Your Idol. Honey, you're so wise. Thank you. It comes from experience. The wisdom I share is for free because I know what it's like to struggle sometimes in certain ways. Let's see, where'd it go? There it is. Doing drive-by. Hi, Sulingar. It's been a bit. How are you doing? First day of school for my elementary schoolers. They're crazy. Jumping in, say hi, back to the grindstone. Good luck. Hope you're resting and taking care of yourself. And I hope The kids are good to each other. Seems like your mic arm is vibrating. Is it? My microphone arm. Hmm. Is it just like shaking? What does it look like? Oh, the mic sounds fine. You can hear it through the mic. Oh, yes. Sometimes when I move my arms, it moves the table. So that just happens. Oh, when you hum. Oh, you might be hearing the AC in the background. That might be it. Favorite dinosaur? I do love the Brontosaurus. I think my favorite is probably, let's see. I do like the one with the mace at its tail. That's a good one. Might be how the filters pick up the humming. True, that could be it too. I think my gain is different. Let me change it. Oh. Okay, that should be good. Reminded me of when a trumpet plays near a snare drum. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, we like this Demon Hunter song. I think it's the pain because it got cool by. Don't let it show, keep it all inside. The pain and the shame, keep it out of sight. God, give me all your attention. There we go. All right, I gotta adjust the nose. Based on what he mentions, most likely Ankylosaurus. Oh, I do like Ankylosaurus. I've had Soda Pop stuck in my head. Soda Pop is a very, very fun one. I'm not a huge fan of it because like that kind of song is catchy, but it feels basically just like a pop song that's meant to be listened to and then forgotten. Like an earworm, you know? Still good though. Wait, it looks like the model's eye is following me. That's the point, baby. Divided my life open lighting. To be on my side. There we go. There we go. That looks a bit better. That's pretty good. Okay. You have any refs post of your current outfit? Asking for completely non-specific reasons. Absolutely, yes. I spelled that wrong. There we go. It is pinned to the top of that. You probably also Google Honey Goblin Angel reference. That might bring it up. Love when your Rick model said, "Thank you, Banjo." I have to rewatch the entire movie again. I can't just listen to songs of Demon Hunter without watching the whole thing. I went to a family gathering yesterday, It was my cousin's birthday, and my cousin is very young, but him and his sibling watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and basically they came up to me and went, "Can you draw this for us?" And so I ended up drawing Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, and their manager. Oh shoot, what is his name? I forgot his manager's name. Bobby. I drew them all singing karaoke together, and they were like, "Wow, that's great!" Yeah, it was very fun. It's also the merch store. Oh yes, Meta. Thank you for the reminder. The merch store is an easier place to find it if you don't have Blue Sky. But yeah, being the artist auntie has its perks. It's great. The kids all ask you to draw shows and anime stuff that I have actually seen, and it's like, yes, I can do that. Wanted into a million pieces and we can't go back. But now we're seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The sky's a part of me, darkness and harmony. Always without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Let's see. Stuck inside our head, I should have let the jagged edges meet the light instead. Tell me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. Darkness or undefined, this is what it sounds like. Voices all combined, the lines, this is what it sounds like. Have you drawn Tiger and Burb yet? Yes, I have. I drew that in the same picture. They also asked for some reason for me to draw the doctor in the movie. Trying to take a picture of them. I was like, this is very interesting. Anyways, I'll draw it because they're kids. Never know what you get with honey, Goblin Stream. Art tips, philosophy, inspiration, historical knowledge, fashion advice, story time. Anything's possible with boundless amounts of whimsy. Whimsical and fun. We're enjoying ourselves. Art touches everything. Truly it does. Man, I'm gonna need a new sketchbook soon. Good! You filled a sketchbook. That's awesome. I have a hard time finishing sketchbooks. I'll get like 3/4 through and I'm like, I should get a new one. And then I do get a new one. And I don't finish that one. I gotta be better about finishing my sketchbooks. That's busy, Rick. Yes, we listen to K-pops. K-pops. I know I've said this before, but your models are amazing, especially the mouth movement. Thank you. Thank you very much. This angel model is over a year old. This model will have better mouth movement than mine. I'm so excited to rig my new model. Bah! All the realness that might make me dangerous. You got a dark side. Guess you're not the only one. What if we both tried fighting what we're running from? We can't fix it if we never face it. What if we find a way to escape it? We could be free. We can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. That's too high. There we go, that's better. The doctor. I'm on a sketchbook too. Everyone's going crazy over it. Hello, Spratak. Welcome in. I'm new here in your VTuber model. Love your VTuber model, especially the range of expression you can do. I suppose you created it yourself, right? What is the movement of your ears related to? What makes the move? Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah. I rigged them so very specifically to my eyebrows. It helps to push the expression, you know? Adds a little extra motion as well as making an expression a little more exaggerated and controlled. So it's really fun. Rigging mouth is tough, case in point. Yeah. Rigging a mouth is extremely difficult. That's why I do it off stream when I can rant and get angry at it off of camera. The amount of times I get upset at a face rig or like a VTuber rig is at its face, and it's often because it's extremely complicated. What if we healed what's broken? Okay. Let's see. I think that's about all for that. Let me do the mouth. Ooh, good luck with that. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, it breaks there. Good to know. I had to be so careful with everything breaking. Made the mistake of leaving my sketchbook at work and some coworkers looked through it. Oh man, that's private. Look through the first page, and if the first page has someone's name, good. If not, close it and go like someone lost their sketchbook. Looking at the screen and the controls required makes me think rigging is some sort of unknowable sorcery. It's not unknowable, just difficult. Alright, so this is fine here. It's just opening here. Okay. So you can see how this breaks. The freckles or the cheek markings go over the mouth. We want to adjust that. We don't want that to happen because it breaks the illusion of movement. The illusion of life. I might just move this up here. See if that works. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Lipstick, let's do the mouth X. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, the nose. Okay, goes over that. Gotcha. Let's adjust that base then. The eyeshadow will have to be underneath. Yep, it will have to be underneath this. Yep, that works. Okay, that works better. We'll see if it works like that forever, but if it doesn't, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Normally, mouth can't track that well either, but the option is there. Lipstick in my mama. Does this break it? Slightly. So what can I do to fix this? I think... Let's see. To fix it, I wonder if I can put this on top. She's gonna bite us. With those teeth? Yes. Meta, you put your name in your sketchbook? I don't if someone opens it, I just die there on the spot. Usually what I'll do is I'll put my phone number in there. That way if it gets lost, someone can text me. I don't put my name, I just put my phone number in there. Or if you want extra security and someone not to have your phone number, put a dummy email in there. What I used to do is my clothes used to have my mom's phone number in there. So my mom would get the call. Except with the sketchbook, it's a little harder to explain. Hello, Zozo. Jeff, they would have found so much tits. So many drawings of titties. So many drawings of titties. Why are you losing all your clothes? I never lost them, which is great. Means no one ever had to call my mom going like, honey, you lost your clothes. I want to make my roll for OCs, but I'm not sure what plot I want to make. Plot's hard. I will say choose your favorite OCs AUs and see how it goes. And also, Cosmic Otaku, thank you for... Happy 4 years, oh my gosh. Thank you for the resub. It's been a while since I got to catch a stream. Godspeed with the rigging, cute honey goblin. Thank you. Thank you. We're doing good. We're having fun with it. Alright. We got that. That'll do for now. This is an extreme that doesn't usually get hit, and as well as when I adjust the physics, it won't actually hit this extreme. So the extreme will actually be a little bit more like this. There is a reason for that. The reason is mostly so that it gives more natural motion to have an extreme that is further than what you're actually going to reach. We are going to do... Oh, that's what needs to be adjusted, actually. There we go. Now for the dreaded tongue. Yeah, cheek still works good. Cosmo raised together know how to cute. Hello, Plug Bear. And me at 30 getting a call about my sketchbook. Weirder things can happen, honestly, than someone going like, oh, I found your sketchbook. Okay. This is not the worst it's been, honestly. Probably want this, though. What? What the heck happened there? Okay, that's actually worse. You know what? This actually works fine. Oh, there we go. That's where it breaks. Found it. Okay, that works. Now let's check the toggles. Oh, interesting. Why did this break? Oh, I see. That's why it changed. There we go. That works. Oh, ye mighty bone wizard, what is your wisdom? You need to rest after learning new things. Just because it's not a muscle exercising, your brain is exercising. It's your organ working. That one needs rest. I imagine goblins have armored tongues to prevent biting injuries. I wonder if they would have armored tongues or really, really good healing. Like, very fast healing. Your mouth heals really quickly, too. Like, your body really does prioritize your mouth healing. There we go. Okay, works. Scuff. Nope. Doom. Let's fix that. Fast healing sounds less cursed. Exactly. In no small part because saliva is reasonably acidic, so most of the cells in your mouth are constantly being destroyed and remade. Oh. Didn't know that. Maybe a bad call. Just imagine, honey. Hello, how are you? Them. I found your sketchbook, honey. Oh, thanks for calling. Where do you want to meet them? I don't know. I looked at it. It's like, you shouldn't have done that. That's your fault for looking at my drawings of titties. Goblins with whack-ass metabolisms heal from injuries, but forcing them to eat tons of food compared to their body size. The adaptation would actually work out because we do have poison resist, if I recall. So you can eat things without really getting poisoned. Redsnerd, thank you for the earwiggles. And hydrate and breathe and posture check. Thank you, Leon. Oh, good stretch. Oh, good stuff. Leon, change my windshield wipers. The highlight of my dull week, unless you count the tremor this afternoon. Be safe. Make sure you have an emergency bag. But also, congrats on changing your windshield wipers. That's good. Jeff, so much so we can date the teeth fossil by seeing which enzymes have been there. Really? Meta Honey, you've been so more open recently. I think as we've gotten to the point where it's like, I think it is a safe space to say that, yeah, I have drawn human anatomy studies. It's just funnier to say I've drawn titties. Like, when you've met an artist, we have absolutely drawn the naked form because that's what art school does. It teaches you how to draw the human form naked and stripped down. It's just funny to say I've drawn titties before. How name it to drawing lewd? Oh my gosh. There is nothing sexual about the naked human form. There is nothing sexual about your body. But you yourself can be sexual. There is a balance. People's bodies are not inherently sexual. That is something that is very difficult to unpack, as I have had to unpack that in the past. You know? Peep this. Yep. People do be nude in life during classes. Not the models, not students. Exactly, yeah. What about hand-holding? That is so lewd. Here's the other thing. The joke of hand-holding being lewd is not actually lewd. Think about when you're holding, like, because I do this all the time. Think about it this way. If I'm holding my nephew's hand, that's not lewd. My nephew is looking for comfort and reassurance that he is okay when walking on unstable ground, so he'll often hold my hand. Hand-holding is very much not a sexual activity. It's not lewd. Hi, looking at random VTubers having a stream. Thank you, Chris Angel. Welcome in. People's bodies are not inherently sexual. Me and asexual. Wait, that wasn't a given? It's something that we do have to unpack quite often as a society and as people. Because we are not inherently sexual unless we choose to be. And we can choose to be sexual beings. And that's really cool. So bodies aren't automatically sexy, but you can think of them as sexies. Yes. Bodies are sexy, but they are not just sexual, you know? The first thing that comes to mind when you see a naked form should not be sexy, you know? Unless contextually it is appropriate. My nephews hate holding hands, so I jokingly yell, "Hold my hand, dang it," and they run for me. uh. In the Middle East, it's common for men to hold hands when they are walking. Yeah, that sounds lovely. Holding your homie's hands, you know? Just one day of life drawing class, it was a portrait day, so instead of the usual professional nude models, the students were modeling. One of them did ask if he had to get naked. Yep, I've had to do that, where the model was late, and in order to get the actual drawing time in, students would rotate. We would still be clothed, but we would have to pose for the other students to draw us. So we had to do that until the model showed up. Like, life drawing is also not at something that has to be naked either. You can go to clothed life drawing, which is really fun, because sometimes you get models who cosplay, and so you can draw the cosplay character. It's really cool. Is hand-holding step-siblings weird or not? Not really. Holding hands with your sibling is not weird. Holding hands with family is not strange, you know? You don't gotta be weird about it. There's also a strange assumption a lot of times when people hang out, if it is two people of opposite gender, no matter the difference in age, if they both look like adults, people will go like, oh, are they dating? I've had that thought while I was hanging out with my dad, because sometimes my dad and I, we go out to like a cafe or like watch a sports game out in public together. And oftentimes, sometimes I have the thought where it's like, does this look strange? Like, an old man, well, oldish, and someone who is like an adult, because I don't look like my dad. Like, I do not look like my dad. Like, hanging out, does that look strange to people when it is just me and my father going to watch a game, you know? I had the model stare at me for an entire session of life studies? Oh, dang. That's intense. Elvin, I've been really enjoying your streams. Love your model, watching your rigging process, but I did have a rigging question if it's hard to ask. Absolutely, ask away. I'll do my best to read it. For to be love gesture jams with my friends. They always chose funny poses and regretted immediately since most don't work out much. Yep. When you choose a pose, you have to be ready to hold that pose for a while. But because my sister's not the same race as me, a lot of people have thought we were dating. Yep. There is a strange assumption when people of at least different seeming genders hang out, they assume that it's date. Which is like, nah, sometimes I'm just hanging out with my homies. Don't be weird about it. I can't blame people too much because it's not like a harmful assumption or anything. Sorry, I'm just reorganizing the mesh layers. Me and my non-white passing cousin got mistaken for a couple once. She thought it was hilarious. People do be making assumptions like that. When in doubt, I just go, like, when I worked in customer service, it's just be like, yeah, do you want something? Does your friend want something? Friend is usually, like, the safest one to go for, you know? Because it doesn't put people into a weird situation, you know? Clothing models can be good for different anatomy despite being only one person. So yeah, actually, clothed models are really good for drawing clothing studies, cloth studies. Sometimes we would have models wear long flowy dresses and sit and pose like that, and it would really help us to draw the fabric and learn how it folds based on the body, how the body is changing, you know? Jedi. I was wondering in what order you usually go about rigging. Angles, eyes, mouth, physics, etc. I always get a little overwhelmed where to start. So I start with the eyes, mouth, and then I start with the head. Mainly because once you do the rigging for the face, everything else is easier. If you try to rig the mouth after you rig the face, it can be a little more complicated. Ooh, get some ribs, Bugbear. I like making customers feel awkward. I assume everyone's dating. I am the problem. I am actively making people's experience at my work worse. I assume they are couples. I feel bad for women mostly, who for better or worse, regardless of very much being adult, look or sound very young, they must have a near fist fight people all the time for with respect to partners being called a certain word. I had a friend, or I guess a classmate, I would consider a friend, who was, at the time, 32. And she looked like she was 15. Like, very petite, short, quiet voice, very, very slim, like, young body type. And I felt bad when I thought about how difficult it must be for relationships, you know? And finding people that she'd be into. Meta, that's my sister? Yeah. There is a very frustrating thing where people assume that, like, breasts are an indicator of how mature you are. Because it is very difficult when... Because I grew up getting breasts faster than my classmates. And the idea of being seen as an adult when you're like 13 and have boobs is scary. That's why it's like, I really cannot judge how old someone is based on looks. I have to either see their ID or be told their age, I guess, you know? But yeah, it is things to be cautious of when you're treating people differently. You never know how old someone actually is past a certain point. So the best thing to do is treat them with respect either way. Like, don't baby talk them, talk to them like an actual person. And then when they respond, you can kind of gauge more of like, oh, okay, does this person talk very eloquently? Does this person talk about subjects that are, you know, childish or older, you know? There, you can kind of gauge based on the way they talk sometimes. Sometimes, not always. 41 haven't aged a day since 16. Good for you. Still get the occasional idiot bouncer at the bar club thinking my ID's fake because of how young I look. Good for you. You've been moisturizing? Taking care of your skin? Good stuff. Alright, we're gonna copy this here. gonna see to be honest. If I bring a couple rounds with me, then we all win. There we go. We love sunscreen in this household. We do love sunscreen in this household. My siblings wear it every day, even when they're inside. I cheat a little bit. I don't wear it when I'm indoors because I always have my blinds closed anyways. But when I go outside, I put it on. I know the feeling. People always assumed I was older than I was when I was younger. Not just because I looked like an adult, but because I acted like one as well. It's tough. It is tricky. I'm selective mutant that wears mask and I get called 30 and I'm in my 20s. At least you're getting seen as an adult. That's good. Ugh. A lot of people think I'm older than I am. Estrogen has stopped that though, thankfully. I think it's okay to look older than you are sometimes. Like, age is not something that is something to be ashamed of. Whenever someone's like, yeah, you're old, it's like, that's okay. That's good. Like, that means I have lived. I've made it. Once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Let me go right into the sun, like it's the day my kingdom come. Maybe we're... There we go. That works. How would you say how old are you without being rude? Because you know what they say about asking a person age. Here's the thing. I got that straightforward tism. So, this has actually gotten me into some trouble before, where I did it as a teenager, before I really knew what was inappropriate. I went up to my newlywed cousin and his wife, very cool, very chill. They have a couple kids there, and I asked, so when are you guys gonna have kids? And they looked at me so awkwardly, and I was like, and me not really understanding what was wrong with that is very funny in hindsight. They were very chill and very cool about it after they composed themselves real quick. But yeah, that's tough. So my brain asks directly. Whenever I don't know what someone's age is, I would just say, "How old are you?" Or like, "Are you in uni? Like, what's your major?" You know, stuff like that. And I would have died of laughter. Fair. Fair. They did not find it particularly funny. They were quite awkward about it. I feel bad, but that's okay. We're cool now. I hang out with their kids. They're very good, very chill kids. But yeah, like my brain has the go straight forward. I don't waste time when I talk a lot of the times. There's good to that in that you will not very likely get small talk out of me. But that does mean my small talk muscles are rather weak. So the way I turn that around is instead of asking like, "Oh, how old are you?" I go like, usually contextually based on where you are. If you're in a cafe, it's like, "Oh, are you studying here or are you working?" Generally asking if someone is studying or working is a good way to gauge their age, because if they're studying, they're usually in university. But if they say I'm in high school, it's like, okay, cool. Good for you. If they say I'm in university, it's like, okay, cool. What are you studying? If they say, oh yeah, I work around here. Cool. What's your job, if you don't mind me asking? Or like, what drew you to your job? Like, then you get more conversational questions about them. Fun conversation trick. People love to talk about themselves. We all do. We all love to talk about ourselves. It's great. Hello, Vivi. How's it going? Welcome back to streaming. I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a nice break and you're feeling good. But welcome on in. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Honey. It's a pleasure to meet all y'all. In case y'all don't know Mage Vivica, Vivi has a very, very calming, soothing voice. Very cute accent. I like it quite a bit. They're very, very chill. Highly recommend checking them out for a cool time. But yeah, if you gotta head out, Vivi, absolutely no worries. You are more than welcome to hang out as long as you like. But as you know, you are also free to go whenever you please to. I was having a nice little chatty stream. Hope you're having fun arting. I am! I am making a VTuber model for Zozo Horror Show. So another uh goblin model. It's quite nice. It's quite fun working on a goblin again. There's comfort in it. I do need to make this go up a little bit. But yeah, glad you had a good time over there. I had a problem as a teenager of being sheltered by accident. I once made a Shrek reference in front of a large group of people while having zero awareness that it was an innuendo, only realized several later. Oh, that's funny though. That's kind of funny though. Thank you. I do need to feed myself shortly. Cute gobbo. Thank you. Have a good meal and take care of yourself. But yeah, so a really fun trick with conversing with someone and potentially forming connection is the goal of an interaction. This doesn't work for a super long period of time. This works for a nice introduction, I will say. Is you want the person you are talking to leave the conversation feeling good about themselves. So a good trick is ask 3 to 4 questions about themselves. So usually for me, that's if they're at university, what are you studying? What do you like about it? It's just like, is it difficult? Do you find it challenging? And a couple follow-ups if you feel like it. But after 3 questions, if they don't start asking you about what you do, that's kind of a signal that they're not really interested in the conversation anymore. You know, they haven't asked you anything. Then you can probably go like, oh yeah, well, good luck with your studies. I gotta head out. I'll catch you later. Or I gotta go back to studying. Catch you later. You know? But if they continue to ask you questions and go like, oh yeah, what's yours? You know? They sort of mimic your questions or ask different ones. Then it's like, okay, this is a person you might be engaging with. Everyone loves to talk about themselves. And this is a very strange thing to admit, that the cheat code to a conversation is asking them questions about their choices and what they do will make them more interested in talking and forming a connection. So it is an exchange. It's almost like an interview process, but made more casual. Even though the questions are interview questions. It's like, what do you do? Why do you do it? What draws you to it? If you ask them in that way, people will be really interested. Hey, talking about myself? That might be something to analyze, though, Eli, is like, think about why you don't like talking about yourself. Why aren't you great? You know? Why don't you think you're great? In the most bluntest of way, you could go like, whenever I'm like, I don't feel like talking about myself. It's just like, why? What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you want to talk about yourself, you know? Not oh, you're doing something wrong. It's like, what do you think and perceive is so wrong about yourself that you can't talk about it, you know? But I fell into the honey trap. Really? You bet, honey puppet. Bye, adventures. Have a good rest of the stream. Good night, Big Will. Have a good sleep. For me, I don't usually ask because I don't want to accidentally offend someone. That is fair. Talking about people's age is always tricky. There are some social cues you can get where it's like, oh, you can go like, oh yeah, I hate driving around here. Do you drive? It's like, if they drive, then they have a license. If they say, no, I usually use transit, it's like, oh, okay, interesting. You know, you can ask little questions like that to subtly gauge whether someone has hobbies, is in the same demographic as you, stuff like that. Yeah, when we were in VC fixing your PC, you asked me this exact question. Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing is like, I love those questions because genuinely, I am bad at small talk. Those questions get to the heart of who a person is and their values and what they really want to do with their time. And it really makes me interested. It makes me interested in hearing about them. It's like giving someone a little like talk show interview and you get to be the host. And it's really fun. You get to bounce back and forth like that. But yeah, Meta, I have absolutely done that to everyone. And that is not bad. Those questions and asking those and having those be your default are not bad things. Because in a conversation, having someone open up and feel rewarded and validated with the conversation topic, and that them talking about themselves is a good thing, is good because it can also make you feel like opening up and sharing. And that is kind of the raw bare bones of how to form a connection. I ask how many summers you got. What does that mean? Does that mean how many summers you have left or how many summers you've got, like, experienced? Is that, like, how many summers you liked? I think I'm too autistic for that question. Jeff, are you dying soon? Or, like, do you dream of the Reaper? Do you fear death? Have you left a legacy yet? Be funny. More of a topic-driven person, the conversationally speaking. Yeah, fair. I will say those questions that I do offer you to ask people don't last past, like, 2 conversations. They can help enhance it, but if they don't start talking about their interests outside of what they do and what drives them, you're gonna find it's kind of hard to keep up conversations. It will get really stale. Too much deep conversations can lead to kind of a heavy feeling. You want to balance it with light conversation, which is why if you find someone that you vibe with who has similar interests or interests you would like to share and start, that's a good way of doing it. Having a activity acts as lubricant to a conversation. You want to grease the wheels of conversation, especially light conversation. So having a shared activity helps. Myth, have you thought about the inevitability of death and the fact that in the end nothing lasts forever and shall be consigned to the dust of history? That's a great way to gauge someone's age. That's a heavy one, but yeah, I guess you could gauge someone's age by that. Kind of a psychopathic way of asking questions. I tend not to ask someone's feelings. I tend to be very direct, and it's got me in trouble with some people. It's kind of like the question of, instead of asking someone, how much money do you make? Asking someone, oh, does your job allow you to live comfortably? Like, does it pay well? Is a softer way to make a blunt question more palatable. I found that, at least with neurotypical people, they don't like direct questions like that. Not always. Some are really cool. But sometimes they want the softer, like, interview questions of like, oh, can you do that? Can you live off of that? You know? Or it's like, oh, does that afford you a very comfortable lifestyle? The phrase dialogue lube invaded my brain. That's what it is, basically. If neurotypical people love beating around the bush. I don't get it. I think because there is some sort of, like, in their mind, perhaps secrecy adds to the mystery of who they are. And meanwhile, I'm like, no, direct. Being direct is fun. It's like when I went to... So I went to the drugstore with a friend, and she went out, but was not on birth control, and so she needed an emergency contraception for post-exposure. And she was so nervous to go up to the pharmacist and ask for it that she was like, I don't know, like, what do I say? What do I do? And I was like, I'll do it. And so she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll go ahead. And she was like, okay, here's my card. Here's the pin. Go ahead. And I was like, okay. So I explained to the pharmacist, I was like, yeah, I need this particular post night out. Best way to describe it is just like, I use the term where it's just like, yeah, unprotected sex, post unprotected sex contraception. And they were like, oh, okay, so here it is. Here are the symptoms. If you take it, make sure that you don't have these. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. Paid for it, left, and explained to her what she needed to do. And she was like, whoa, you did that so quickly. And I was like, yeah. I very much have like, this is the information I need. I will ask about it, and we will go from there. Yeah, plan B. Condoms and pregnancy tests, please. 2 are not related. How many summers you got is a local way of asking how old they are. Oh, really? That's funny, because then that answers, like, how long do you think you're gonna live? Is what that means. In hindsight, it makes sense with family and only two neurotypical people all hate when people dance around what they want. What about plan C? I don't think there is plan C, but that might be cesarean. You know what? Maybe my terrible social anxiety might have obscured my narrow spiciness to a point where neither of my parents question it. Quite possible. Quite possible, honestly. I knew a guy in a city years ago got super anxious from me talking to him about his dog in public because he was anxious about people judging him because his dog was Pitbull. I love Pitbulls! I would get a Pitbull as a dog if I could. It would drag me around and we could have fun together. They're so sweet. I trust Pitbulls more than I trust Chihuahuas. Genuinely. People do not train small dogs well. People who have big dogs know that if they don't train their dog well, the dog will most likely be put down. Little ones, it's easy to pick them up, so no one trains them properly or treats them with respect. It's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. Jeff, I got faster at art meta. Do it again. Yeah. Most awkward question I had to ask someone out batting was if someone planned on getting faster at art, after they said they had gotten faster recently. Oh. They planned on getting faster at art after they said they had gotten faster. I got better! Okay, you can do it again. Do it again. Let's see. That's the other one. I got distracted talking about the time I had to talk to a pharmacist. Scuff. There you go. But the fact of the matter is when you literally can't hear yourself in your own head thinking about questions, it doesn't come naturally. Oh, you don't have an internal monologue? So I didn't know this, but some people do not have an internal monologue, which is very interesting to me. I kind of assumed everyone had one, but I guess it makes sense that some people wouldn't. Nope. Yeah, so some people do not see anything in their brain when they fantasize, and some people do not say anything in their brain when they have conversations with themselves, which is so fascinating. I did not know it was like that. My internal voice would never shut up. Mine loves to be silly. Be very silly. Come on, Bridger, please. Can't speak in my own head, but I don't default doing so. Interesting. So you might have a combination. Maladaptive daydreamer, stay winning. Me. Me. Alright, where is the layer I'm looking for? Right, blush. I can think of words, but there is no sound. Yeah, that sounds about right. Paulo, thank you for the hydrate. And posture check, Kanza, thank you. Funny thing is, I'm not actually sure if I have an internal monologue, because I've noticed whenever thinking, my breaths actually take the same pace as the thought, and I usually cannot think and speak. Huh. Fascinating. Okay. That's neat. Smug Zozo. We do love Smug Zozo here. Gotta do the nose scuff. Where is it? Allison, thank you for the raid. Sorry, I was looking at labeling my layers. There we go. But welcome on in, raiders. I hope you had a lovely stream. What were y'all up to? Oh, you're playing No Man's Sky. Ooh, that's a pretty game. That's a really pretty game. I hope you had fun. But welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Honey. It's a pleasure to meet all y'all. We are rigging a model for Zozo Horror Show today. We're taking it easy and having some fun with it. Hope you're having a lovely day. The new update's cool. Ooh, okay. Got to raid and run, but hope you have a wonderful stream. No worries. You do what you got to do. Eat some dinner, chill, take it easy on you, you know? Be good, have fun. Sat on a ship and fell through the world. It was great. Oh, gosh. I'm glad it was great. There we go. Now it curves a little bit. Scuff notes need to go down. There we go. That looks better. Honey, I had a rough couple days, to put it lightly, so I'll be lurking while trying to wind down. Have a fun stream. No worries. I'll probably be streaming for another hour-ish, because I want to grab dinner after it before I go to bed. I'm trying to go to bed a little earlier so that I can wake up earlier and start my day on a good note, you know? How many hours does it take to rig a model on average? Depends on the complexity. So if it is a complex model, it can take full time. So let's say 35 hours a week. It can take anywhere between 1.5 to 2 months, or longer if there are more features. So that is why usually for model rigging complex models, I charge about 2 months worth of my time. For simpler models, usually it only costs like 1,000-ish, 1,500 for rigging. And that usually takes me 1 to 2 weeks. So what I do to make sure I don't burn out is instead of working on it all at once, I pace myself. I go, okay, we are only going to work on this 3 to 4 days a week, and then the other day will be rest and recovery. Because if I burn out while I am working, the model will take months. Rather than just a couple months, it will take way, way longer. B-Bridger, I swear, if you're gonna desync this much, I'm gonna get a actual cord for this. And you hate the cord. Melts. That's a lot of time. Way more than I expected. Complex must mean tons of toggles. So interestingly, not necessarily. This model I'm making for Zozo is a complex model, but the amount of toggles it has is 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 toggles. It may have more if Zozo decides to add more, but for now it just has 4 toggles. And the reason it is so complicated is because of the bridger and the head angles. Each model I do is very unique. I make it from scratch. So because it's not an anime model, it's not standardized. A lot of anime models have a very similar look. You'll notice that a lot of illustrators have a very similar style to their models. They often are called model siblings because the art is really, really similar styled. But with the models that I like to rig, they have very different art styles. Even though Zozo and I don't share the same artist, we don't even look that similar. In terms of face shape, this is a bit more round. Zozo's eyes are a different shape than mine, as well as the mouth is a little bit different. This is also drawn by a different artist. But because it looks different, and someone different is going to be piloting it, I have to keep that in mind. I do not rig things a standard Honey way, even if there are signature things in movement. So my model for the angel model is a lot more calm and ethereal vibes. And that shows in the expression. Zozo's model is a lot more energetic and hyper. So that has to show in the rigging. It cannot just be a standardized model, it has to show in the expressions. Which is why every time I finish something in the model, such as the expression, the head turn, the hair physics, I share it with my client and get feedback. So that's why it takes a lot of time to make. Bespoke Goblin Mech suit. Yeah, so for me, you don't just pay me and I do it all at once and give it to you. You pay me either in increments or all at once, and throughout the entire process, I send you updates for you to test, not for me to test. I will already test them to see if they break, but I will send them to you to see if you like it before I proceed. Because I don't want people to commission such an expensive thing from me and not be happy with it. That is really important. If someone is happy with the work, they are going to put more love into puppeting it and using it for a longer amount of time. Welcome back, Meta. Honey PNG is always valid. We love PNG VTubers. Skooma, how much money are we talking about? Here, you can take a look. Those are my rigging prices. They are not changing for the rest of 2025, so they're going to stay the same for the next time I open commissions for models. Whew. But yeah. Oh boy, thank you for the 100 shinies. I've been away so long, glad to be back. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I almost said happy Friday. It's Monday. Okay, so you have it figured out? I have the pricing in terms of how this works figured out. And I'm very glad for that, because it allows me to let people puppet avatars that they enjoy puppeting, you know? It's Friday, California. But I don't want it to be Monday? That's okay. Monday is hated on way too much. I love Mondays. Mondays are beautiful. Depending on wherever you want it to be, they are the beginning of the week. Beginnings are great. Or it's the end of the weekend. Endings are great too. Face needs to move a little bit. Let's do the ear first and then the face. There we go. Yeah, that looks about right. Nice. Got so much reading to do this week. Good luck, soldier. You got this. Also, oh boy, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 5 months. Back for my 5th month. Welcome on back. Hope you're having a good one. What music is this? Oh, this is Illit. Let's see. Let's change the vibe. I am going to open the window because it is dark in here now. I don't want to be just illuminated by the screen. There you go, I can turn off the AC too. Let's see. What have I been listening to recently? That's a pretty good one. This is a music video. Shush you. There you go. Monday's great. Always like Mondays. All the days of the week have a good part to them. You ready for spooky month? No. When am I ever ready for spooky month? I look forward to it, though. How to do my own art and cutting for you to rig. What in general would you need separate? Pretty much everything that moves. There are a lot of tutorials online about how to cut, but basically if it moves, it has to be cut. So the line art for the face must be separate from the face base. The iris must look different and be a full circle instead of just half of an iris. Basically treat it like a... Y'all know South Park, right? Treat it like a South Park cartoon. Each piece of paper has to be cut in order for there to be motion. Think of it that way. Sometimes if someone sends me a file that is not properly cut, I will say, hey, these need to be changed. Would you prefer to get your artist to do it or yourself? Or would you prefer me to do it? Because at a certain point, it has, like, I can do it for the amount that it would cost, you know, to make the changes, which is cheaper than that of me doing all of it. But yeah. Should each feature that is to be cut a different layer? Yes. You also want to separate them into left and right. Think of it this way. I am rigging this with only one eye. This is the left eye. It's not the right eye, it's the character's left eye. I am going to duplicate it and put it in the place it needs to be later. Oh boy, Mr. Sweet Soothing Voice. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have your examples of your chibi art anyway. I don't see it on your website, but it could be missing something. Yes, wait, no, I don't have them right now because I do need to update my portfolio. So I do apologize for that. Basically, I want to update my portfolio before the next big model drop. I will have them updated when I open my commissions. All right, downward angle, baby. Let's go. Maybe I love you to the moon and back. There we go. That should be good. Is there a VTuber with a South Park style model? Probably. I think so. You could also be the first to do it if you wanted. Plug by 2 EP to focus, so I'm gonna start moving stuff around so I can flee bomb my room tomorrow. Good luck. I hope it goes smoothly. Where's the eye? There we go. Baby, I love you to the moon and back. Baby, I love you to the moon and back. When I look in your eyes, I want the moon and back. Making a model can be very tedious. That's okay. Sometimes you gotta enjoy the process. We would just do loves. This morning I burnt my hand on the rice cooker. I'm so sorry, Meta. That sucks. This song is good. With the love of my life, she's got glitter for skin, my radiant beam in the night. To see you shine, it's your golden hour. You slow down time in your golden hour. Radio on blast, make the moment last. She got solar power. Minutes feel like hours. Like when she was the battle. She's got glitter on her face. Save runner? Yeah. Thank you. Drawing Transformers has taught me one thing. Robots are harder in some ways, easier in some. True. Easier for perspective, harder for anatomy, for sure. He's got glitter for skin, my radiant beam in the night. I don't need a lie to see you shine. You slow down time in your golden hour. Welcome on in, Raiders. Tired Dragon needs sleep. How was your stream? Oh, you're doing art. What were you drawing? What were y'all up to? I hope y'all had a lovely time. Got to chill and relax and have some good progress in art. If you want to share it, absolutely feel free to send it to either Meta or Mithrandir, one of the mods. Usually as a Discord link works, but if you have a Twitter or Blue Sky, that works too. Dragon Rain, what's this? They got a knife? No! A knife! Love that meme. It's a good one. The panic of the parent with the kids has something they're not supposed to have is... I feel that. I feel that. Thankfully, my nephew has not grabbed anything dangerous yet. How hard will it be for me to create layers of body hair for my ginger squash avatars? So layers of body hair depends. It depends on how much you want it to move. And what the style is like. Really, you can kind of think of what do you want to move, and if it moves, it's a layer. Think of it that way. Said I can just send a Discord link for art tax. Yeah, send it to either Myth or Meta. Did you see Snail's ringleader art of you? I have not seen that yet. No, I have not. Lover was a snake, pretty little liars. What you gonna say? Tell me that you love me, lying to my face. I know you double-cross me, girl, you're such a fake. What a shame, guess my lover was a snake. Pretty little liar, what you gonna say? Tell me that you love me, lying to my face. I know you double-cross me, girl, you're such a fake. Thank you, Myth. What a shame, guess my lover was a snake. Ooh, this looks beautiful. Let me save image as desktop. There we go. That way I can put it on stream so people can see. There we go. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, look at that. That's cool. That looks really cool. I love the cat. Vandal, perfect sort of sequence since autumn is just around the corner. Yep. It's a good song. Also, I hope you're doing well, Vandal. Good to see you. But yeah, check this out. Oh my gosh, Tire Dragon, this looks great. First time you said Meta, I thought you meant Facebook. Oh. It's one of my mods. Quote the Kibi, feed more. Give me more snacks. Doing great. Hope you guys are doing well today. Yeah, having a good time. Streaming a little early so I can get to bed early and fix my sleep schedule right now because it's a little off. I want to fix it. See the sad face between the eye holes. Oh yeah, it's like the eyebrows. Yeah, the ones that are the little squinty muscles kind of. I like that the last one, the cat's coming towards the camera. It's very cool. It's a very late birthday art for a friend. Ah, that's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. I do really appreciate it. I really like it. I'm a sucker for pieces with black and white and one color, and the color of the teeth is the only one there, and it matches the eyes. Looks very cool. But yeah, thank you again for sharing. Silver Rathalos, thank you for the earwiggles. Then understandable? Yeah. We're taking it easy. We're being good to ourselves. Tongue XY. Probably want it to be the same as this one. Actually, this is pretty good. Let me... Because the tongue... Oh, no! There we go. I almost deleted the layer. because the layer of the tongue will be visible in a different way than it is at the other angles. It's a lot of work doing the tongue rotations. I'll be so for real. If you do V-Bridger tongues, good luck. Good luck to you. I'm a fool, so naive. Guess you should have known you don't love me. Ooh, you don't love me. Baby, I'm just a downward tongue angle looks the best. It's good. What makes tongues in particular so tricky? The fact that they have to do this. Like, the mouth breaks like this. So, I have to make sure it looks good from all angles, however the mouth is looking. Like, see, it's not working here, so. Please, please, I'm not okay. Oh, I'm not okay. And that's okay with me. He goes so high there. He's ringing. By your ghost town, gotta move on. Sick of this ghost town. Like to decubism. Free transform the program. Basically. Tide Dragon, gonna run and lurk. It's almost bedtime. Thanks for having me. No worries. Thank you again for the raid. The art looks lovely. You have a good one, alright? Okay, that looks better. That looks acceptable. Almost acceptable. Yeah. Yeah. Acceptable. Acceptable. Gotta get going with my life. Fire ghost now. So you're about to do the tongue with the mouth, tongue out with the mouth closed? Yep. Yes, it does. Is each movement done with cells? Kind of. It's done with keyframes. I don't know if cells are the same thing as keyframes, but yeah. Cells, I'm pretty sure, are the blank sheets of plastic put over top of paper to make it a cell drawing. I don't know if that's quite the same thing. How do you go about setting out the toggle for the tongue? Do you press a button, or does VTube Studio have something that can tell when your tongue is out? So the tracking software has a thing that tells when my tongue is sticking out. So I use iFacial mocap. I gotta move on. And I can't stay, but I wanted to stop by and see that progress, which looks spectacular so far. Hope you'll have a lovely rest of your evening. Take it easy, Vandal. It's always good to see ya. Thanks for coming to say hi. Sick of this ghost town. Take the plastic sheet, trace over the drawing, take it to ink and paint department, the ink and paint cell, and take it to the camera department. Yep, it's a long, big process. Let's grab this, actually, and grab this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Not that one. This one, this one. Oh, no, I just want to move this one. It's a lot of dots. It's a lot of dots everywhere, constantly. Fun loser. I'm asking because I'm making a model that I want to give a tongue toggle to. Any tips or suggestions on how I go about it? So are you doing a VBridger rig or a iPhone rig or a webcam rig? So it really depends on what tracking software you have. If you have a Samsung or Android, if you have a webcam that you're using for tracking, a iPhone, yeah, basically those three. Or what generation of iPhone even. The dots sit on my disc. Definitely prefer personal preference. Anyone else prefer hand coloring over digital? I personally like digital. I've just become so accustomed to it that that's just what I do. Kenza, thanks for the hydrate. And Narbaculus, thank you for the breathe. When you're not using a webcam. Okay. I would not recommend doing tongue. You absolutely can and make it a toggle. I think the tip I would do for you is don't worry too much about making the tongue. Because, in all honesty, the tongue is a very underused toggle. I use it because it's fun and I like it. But more often than not, when do you see a VTuber using it in their day to day? Whenever someone asks me like, "Oh, what should I get for a model?" or like, "What should the essentials be?" I give them either the "don't worry about it," because odds are you are going to forget that you have toggles. Or if you do, make it something that you will use really frequently. Something like a sad toggle or an angry toggle or a happy one. Something a bit like a blanket statement that can work in multiple situations. The more complex you make your model, the more the work will compound itself. It multiplies. It doesn't add, it multiplies. It's the sunroof of VTuber models. Yep. If you have a really complex thing that will be eye-grabbing, that will make a big splash in your opinion, you can commit yourself to doing that because there is value in having something really cool to show off. But keep in mind, if it's so complex, you may not use it very often, and it will take a really long time for the artist to implement into your model. So much so that it may not even be possible depending on the technology, or it may not look good depending on the technology. But if I want no toggles, excellent. Honestly, top notch. I prefer working with models with very few toggles. That's why with Zozo's, I was really excited to work on it because there are very few toggles. It is very essential. The part that is the most expensive and will take the most labor will be making sure the movements are good and crisp and clean and have sharp tracking. Putting more time and effort into the everyday, day-to-day tracking will pay off more than a couple toggles, in my opinion. One day she lost me not. I see a ton of toggles used once and never again. Yep. They are used at the debuts to get people excited for a big model reveal, or they are used like every once in a while. Toggles that I would recommend people get are hair changing toggles. Different accessories, such as maybe if you have a VTuber with a jacket, have a jacket off toggle. Or if you have a VTuber with a hat, have a hat off and on toggle. Changing the fashion will be more beneficial than changing the expression. Because if you get tired of your look, you can always customize it. Like for me, I have glasses. I have shorter, different hairstyles. I have bangs off. I have bangs shorter. I have hair buns that I don't really use. Again, this model was full of too many toggles. I want to test my limits. I don't use all of them. And then there's also, let's see, long hair. You know? There's also different wings and microphones. There are so many things that I don't really use. Short bags are adorable. Thank you. Yeah, they're very fun. Like, again, this is a nice little thing to spice up your look without actually having to rig very much more. The hair physics are already there for me. I just changed the art. The physics are exactly the same. I just changed the art. Professional opinion, how difficult would a Rama 1/2 style gender toggle be? Not too difficult if you plan it properly. If the outfit doesn't change too much, you should be fine. However, if your gender bent self has a lot of changes in the face, that's where it might get tricky. Changing the body is not as difficult as changing the face. However, something else to think of, if the mask model moves differently and is stiffer intentionally than the femme model, which has a lot of flowy, bouncy bits, you may want to consider having a separate model that you can just toggle between. Because the physics and the amount of art meshes and pieces necessary for that might be a little heavy for your PC. Hi, Loser. Thanks for the advice. I'm planning some special toggles on a model debut. I make my own model completely myself, and I always worry if I make enough features. I would say you make your own models, especially if this is your first one. I don't know if it's your first one. I can't recall if you mentioned. Sorry about that. Go simple, because when you make your own models, you will find you want to update them. You want to make new ones as soon as you get addicted to them. If someone wanted to make a character inspired by your goblin but changed enough, how do you feel about that? Absolutely fine. Like, I am not the first brown-haired, green-skinned goblin. The the thing that I would be wary of is tracing my work. If you trace my work, then I would be worried. But if you made a brown-haired, brown-eyed, green goblin, like with a pink dress or like gold accents, I got no problems with that. That is absolutely okay. I'm for sure, I'm probably not the first person who's done this. I won't be the last, you know? Awesome, of course not. Yeah, no worries. I don't say that as like a, oh, you're probably gonna do this. Like, no, really, that's the only thing I have. It's just like, don't trace my work. Put your own art style into it. Absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Because here's the thing. I change my model's design once a year about. Like, I am planning another change very soon. I am working on it behind the scenes. Because I make my own models and designs. And so, eventually, my design will still be a goblin, honestly. I'll still keep my brown hair, brown eyes, green skin, you know? And gold accents, because I love gold accents. But I do not own this concept, you know? I do not own the concept of an angel goblin. Gonna try to ask to come home early tomorrow to clean up and air the place out of the anti-bug chemical weapons. Good luck, Plugbear. Good job cleaning up, too. It simply doesn't hit the same. Post the Lego battle droid to show chat. Ooh, okay. Could you toggle your short bangs and buns? Yeah. Let's see. Bangs short. And then buns. Whoops, that's not the right one. It simply doesn't hit the same. There we go. It looks kind of Wolverine-y with like the mutton chops look. Dude, my PC should be able to handle everything. It's a bit of a beast as is. Then go for it. Yeah. How's salary? Don't know how salary works over there. Do you survive off the models alone? If so, how does it compare to other jobs? Just curious. So, I will say it depends on where you live. You need to calculate how much your time is worth and how fast you can make a model and charge, I would say, above minimum wage. Because my rate right now is, it was 25 an hour. And I do charge a bit more now that I've gotten more experience. And part of it is I'm faster. I am faster at art, you know? My income is mixed between Twitch and streams, because thankfully y'all have been very kind and supportive and allowing me to keep doing this and making art for y'all and being able to show you what I can do. Just incredibly grateful for that. Thank you very much. But yeah, it really depends because some places, for example, there are Southeast Asian artists who charge way less for their art because the livable wage in terms of USD is lower there. So when you see model artists who are offering their services for $500 instead of 2000, usually it is because either they're beginning artists and they it will take a long time, or the quality is not up to like V Shoujo or XV Shoujo levels, you know, or because the minimum wage over there is lower. You know, the minimum comfortable wage is lower. You know, Wolverine look is awesome. Thank you, thank you. Next correction. Yes, I believe everyone should have a comfortable wage no matter what the job is. And by comfortable, I mean afford your rent or mortgage, afford groceries, and have enough to save for retirement, you know? And also have enough to go out and have fun. That is incredibly important. Life is worth living. We should all be able to afford to live well, especially if we work full time. Does not matter the job. It genuinely does not matter the job. When people are like, honey, every job should be above minimum wage. It's like, yes, every job. If you spend your time, your life doing work full time, doesn't matter the job, you should be able to live comfortably and save and spend comfortably. I don't care if teenagers work the job. I don't care if people who already live comfortably work a side job. You deserve to be paid to live comfortably when you spend the full amount of hours at a job. Johnny Backstore lightened up. Connection's good again. Nice! I hope you're safe over there and you have everything you need to be comfortable over there. Not just minimum wage, but a livable wage. Yes. Not... There's a difference between minimum wage, livable wage, and comfortable wage, in my opinion. I think everyone deserves a comfortable wage. Because a livable wage, yes, you can technically live on a very shoestring budget, but that's not comfortable. That is not comfortable. I think a comfortable wage is one where you don't have to worry about going out to get dinner 2 to 3 times a week. You know? Livable wage would be $60 an hour. Depending on what city you're at, where you live, what your transportation costs are, like education for yourself or your kids, you need to be paid enough to comfortably pay for those things. Say that to my current job, still not getting fired somehow. For me, I enjoy the real thrills of life more than anything else, more than money. That's great. I am a simple creature. I love good food and art and reading books and exercise and learning. Good books and being outside in nature. Maybe that's not simple, but it feels bare minimum, you know? That's pretty good. Okay. The minimum wage was supposed to be a livable wage, possibly even a comfortable wage. Supposed to be, and it has not updated properly. Can you go speak to my bosses at work? I think this convo would be nice to have with them. They gotta pay their employees way better. I just don't want anybody to tell me to do what I need to do to enjoy your life, you understand? Yeah, you can do what you want with your life, you know? Generally, if you're doing whatever you want and it doesn't hurt anyone or cause devastation or destruction in a unsafe manner, you're good. I really got no beef. Oh, we were getting $2 an hour. Criminal. Criminal. Don't know if you saved yet, but you should if you haven't, or else. Thank you. Alright, Alright, this needs to move a little more this way to compensate for the hair. Yep, needs to go down a lot more. It's happening, and I can't stop it. It's happening, and I can't stop it. 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. I can't help but fall in love with you. Yeah. Can imagine being a waiter in my area without it being like a steakhouse. Rice and beef stew slaps. Ooh, rice and beef stew is delicious. Yeah. Been reading the Tarzan books. Ooh, I haven't read those before. Also, posture check from Johnny. Thank you. Now back to this. Thank you for the breathe. I can't remember if I did it, so I'll do it again. Wonder what it was like at the time to live when minimum wage is actually that. Jeez, must have been nice. You have a beautiful voice. Do you do song covers on any platform? Not currently, no. My voice is a little bit sore right now. But I haven't done any covers because I've been too busy doing bundle work and prepping for the next debut. So excited. But thank you, King of Flame. That's kind of you to say. I do karaoke streams every once in a while. And also, I sing while I work, so tune in and you'll probably hear me sing at some point. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My words so bright. It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Voice cracking because it's sore. There we go. I'll never read the books. I remember Disney movie coming out and all the buzz around it, like banana flavored chocolate bars with the characters printed on them. And of course, I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. I spend so much time looking at items and grinding in the Tarzan world. Huh. Tarzan in Kingdom Hearts? I didn't know that that was in Kingdom Hearts. Neat. Got hardware stuck with you? No! Sorry, Meta, that sucks. That's pretty rough. Don't sketch my horrible little awful bastards, beloved children. I've been trying to failing to get the vibe in the show chat. Let me check. Y'all been sharing things in show chat. Let me look. I love to see what y'all are up to. Oh, Jedi, that. Oh, that model looks so good. Great job. I love that it looks like you can tilt the model too. That's cool. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, it is a minifig. Oh, I'm looking at the thing behind it. I was like, is that a ship? No, you're making those robots. The B one. I was looking at the old one, my bad. Ooh. That looks cool, Plugbear. I love goblins like that. I do really like goblins like that. I think they're really cool. Also, I love Snails' art. Snails' art is gorgeous. Has Ozo's face been giving you any trouble tonight? Not too much, actually. This is genuinely... Doing head angles like this is extremely tedious. But because I have such a frustration tolerance for it, I just turn it into a fun time. Snail's art is immaculate. Snail's art is wonderful. I want to learn from Snail's art. I love that little scrungly goblin that Plugbear drew. It looks so cool. Justin, how did the Tarzan books read? Those old books can be difficult because of old writing styles. Had that problem with Jane Austen. Oh, I think you'd have to ask Pogosaurus. Yeah, there's a bunch of photos of the big one, like the ones I posted with the laying back. Yeah, I saw. I was like, is that a ship? It did not register as a bot initially when I saw it. I was like, oh, it's huge. Okay, that's why. That explains it. Johnny, thanks for the posture check. Oh boy, thank you for the 100 shinies. Not sure if it's your vibe, but there's a song I've been listening to that I jam out to. It's called Lift It by Endless Taverns. Ooh. What's that? What's that? Ooh. Ooh, someone shared a nude base that they're working on. That's cool. A nude base for a character design is extremely useful, I will say, because it can allow you to play around in the space of design without having to redraw the base every time. Very smart, Fern. Snail space. Sometimes an idea grabs you and you have to hang on for the ride. I feel that. It's nice. But Lifted by Endless Taverns. Let me put that in there. By Endless Taverns. Oh, wait, don't forget it. I gotta leave it in a tab so I can look at it later. Oh, yeah. I know this channel. Unfortunately, they do use Sinnoh AI. So it's like, oh, that's a shame. Because the person clearly has a talent for writing, but they use AI in their music art, which is just like such a shame. That happens. Don't worry, because here's the thing. I can't tell the difference between AI music and real music, which sucks. Because I'd much rather listen to artists that put time and effort into their music. But I have definitely been fooled by AI generated music for sure. Like Zooch is much better at like pointing out what is better and how it sounds weird. They use AI for the lyrics too? Okay, well that's just unfortunate. It's like, come on, you could be learning a cool skill and actually making something rather than getting a computer to make all of it for you. And steal from other people too. It's rough. Can I knock him, Marine? Justin, don't know much about rigging, but do you create the 3D models or are you animating only? So I don't create the 3D models, I am just animating the 2D models. This guide toggle is also a 2D model. I bought it from the Art Gun, and it basically helps to make sure the perspective of the heads tilts well. But yeah. Don't feel bad if you did not know it was AI. That's absolutely okay. I have also had that problem, and it is rough. It happens. You get an ear for it after you've heard enough AI songs. You can never hope to compare it to a real voice. Yeah. Wanna let loose. I've been dreaming. Yeah, the head angle guide. The hag. Oh, not behind. It's about 100 USD. I would not recommend it for beginner riggers. Highly do not recommend for beginner riggers. However, for advanced riggers, I do recommend it. Because in order to use it, you have to have a learned understanding of the tools and how to make it fit the model you are making. Not an easy thing to do if you are just a beginner, because the guide is very thorough. You can get overwhelmed with the amount of tools that ArtGun uses. Make a model first, understand the basics, and then if you'd like, you can absolutely try to invest in that, you know, in getting the head angle guide. Dreaming about being a big star. Fell for Lift It. What's really galling is that he meant the one to support his pro AI stance, but he can't recognize the lyrics run counter to his intended message. The thing is, art is all about intention. Every single thing that an artist does, and someone who doesn't generate, is everything is intention. It is really important to make conscious decisions in your work. Otherwise, you won't be able to put meaning into it. Tarzan books are very progressive for something written over 110 years ago. Neat. One Shot Bard has a parody of this song too, about a druid using lightning storm. It's weird when you hear something for the first time, suddenly it's just everywhere. Sometimes when you hear a parody song first, before hearing where the original came from, it's like, oh gosh, I didn't realize this is a real song. I guess parody songs are real songs, now that I think about it. But like the original, I should say. True, the intent is the true heart of the art. Without intent, what's the point? It's not even just intent. Art is a combination of many complex factors that is really important to consider. The other thing with AI is it is just theft. It's just theft. Because the database is trained on things that people could not give consent to, it is just theft. I would say it is worse than tracing, to be completely honest, because at least tracing, you are learning something. You are taking effort. It's a different kind of theft. But I respect people who trace artwork more than people who use Gen AI. I don't respect them much more, but the fact that there's more respect there should tell you something. Do you mind if I gave some examples of Tarzan book being progressive? If you'd like. I may not be able to read all the comments, but absolutely. Speaking of songs, my aunt and cousin are apparently really into K-pop Demon Hunters, so I had a chance to ramble about with them. That was fun. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I got to talk to my little baby cousins about it. They really like the movie. It's beautiful. Jeff, Lord knows I've had an Amish paradise circulating the brain longer than before the original did. I remember that song. It happened with the Game Grumps band Starbomb too. They made the joke about the video game version of I Saw the Sign in one of their songs. Never heard that before, so I looked it up and it's a big 90s jam apparently. And now I'm hearing it all over the place. Honey, random question. What is your dominant eye? Great question. I don't really know. I kind of assumed both eyes work together. I had my eyes tested by a doctor and it's like, yeah, I got 20/20 vision. It's fine. I don't really know if I have a preference over one. Eyes is one of those things where it's like you use both together to have depth perception. So I don't really know if there's a dominant one. Do the hand test. What's the hand test? Dragon. Really like whoever said, why should I bother to read, watch, and appreciate something that couldn't be bothered to write, create, draw? Exactly. How can I be asked to watch something that someone couldn't be asked to make? You know? Some people are like, oh, it gets your ideas out. It's like, everyone has ideas. Everyone has ideas. You are not special for having ideas. What makes you special is how you make the ideas real. Best part is the YouTube video of my shirt. I think for now, I will leave the link as closed just for everyone's safety. But let me look up hand test for eyes. What is it? Let's see. Confrontation visual field testing. Testing involves having a patient look directly at your eye or nose, testing each quadrant's patient's eye. That sounds complicated. My right eye requires glasses, my left eye doesn't. Oh, neat, Myth. At least person tracing is putting in some sort of work. Exactly. Like, here's the thing. I traced as a kid. I never posted it saying it was my own, but I would trace it to learn. I would put the paper or the manga page up on a glass, put a piece of paper over it, and trace it so that I could learn how to draw the perspective myself and the proportions myself. Tracing is a way to learn. It's a good way to learn. I'm being blind as fuck. Pogosaurus. In the fourth book I'm reading right now, the narrator describes how the natives in Africa make natural houses and describe the colonial houses as hideous. Interesting. I do know that in the past there were definitely good people. Not all people in the past are ignorant. Or I should say, discriminatory. Ignorance is not a crime. Choosing to remain ignorant and hateful is criminal, you know? I have one far-seeing eye, one close-seeing eye. I think my eyes are the same. Sometimes I wake up and one eye is more blurry than the other, but that's about it. I'm painting pictures. The picture's a painting of you, and for a moment I thought of heaven, then again it wasn't true. And all this time I have... Oof. My throat is scrappy right now. Sorrow in the forest place on my shelf. La-dee-da. Take me home where I belong. I got no other place to go. Oh, take me home. Hi, Azari. How's it going? I really like your model designs. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I did not design this particular model that you see on the screen I'm working on. I am just doing the rigging for it. The model artist is your son, pinned at the top of chat, and it belongs to Zozo Horror Show. Near the 3-hour mark, be sure not to overexert yourself. Good idea. Let me finish up this particular head angle, and then we'll call it a stream. Because I could feel my throat getting a little sore today. And I kept running. I want to move this line down. No, it should be probably a bit more like this. There we go. Okay. This is a good friend. It makes me excited to see you working on a model. Let's go! I'm so excited for Zozo to pilot this model. Get in the VTuber, Zozo. Zindale, hope you have a lovely rest of your night, honey. It was nice to pop in even for a little bit. Thank you, Zindale. Thank you for coming and saying hi. I appreciate it. The corner angles are the ones that take the most time. I can't take it anymore. Okay, looking pretty good so far. Let's see. Let's check the toggles. Okay, it breaks there. Let's fix that. Did I disappoint you? Will they still have me over if I cross the line? I'll be here for what could be my final form. Stay your pretty eyes on course. Your voice in Aurora Heaven. Thank you, Harpsichord. Thank you very much. Why did I misspell get so badly? No idea. Sometimes that just happens, where your brain thinks faster than your body can type properly, you know? Will they still love me over if I cross the line? Mm-hmm. 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 The ears need to move a bit more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's do the skull earring too. If I cross the line. Because we want it to go with gravity. We don't want it to not follow the rules of gravity. That's important. Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my face. No, not there. Mm-hmm. If I cross the line. All right, the blush works fine. Scuff needs to be done. Okay, we'll do the scuff. Honey lemon tea or chamomile tea both help with throats. Keep that voice beautiful. Thank you. I'll probably have honey lemon ginger tea after this. You said you like good food. What do you think about corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, carrots, and onions, slow cooked? Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, you know what I'm craving actually? Cabbage and sausage rolls. Ooh, that would be tasty actually. Ooh, some cabbage rolls with some sausage and rice in there. Oh, delightful. Wordman, thanks for the hydrate and breathe. Oh, good little stretch. What'd you have for dinner tonight? I still have to have dinner. I had a late lunch, which was a sandwich, a croissant sandwich. But I have some chicken or I think it's called chicken Lorraine. But I kind of cheat it. I make it a pasta sauce, so it's good. Different flavor, feel that? Can I have Irish stew? Oh, Irish stew is great. I love Irish stew. Girl, I hope you understand. I wanted to hold your hand, but I can't wanted to be your man back then. Too hard, I never held your arms to be the one you want with instead. Filled with anxiety, always disappointed. Guess it's not come out to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You don't know, so I say nothing can feel its silence. Nobody can. There's no scuff. Girl, I hope you understand. I wanted to hold your hand, but I can't. Wanted to be your man back then. Oh, right, the doom layer. That's one I have to fix. Girl, I hope you understand. I wanted to hold your hand, but I can't. Wanted to be your man back then. And You wanna hold me, wrote your songs, and you're dead to me. Effectively remove yourself outside my dreams. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see the angles. All right. All right, that looks pretty good. Very excited to duplicate the eye so it'll look similar. But after this, I'll probably do the hair. Well, no, I'll duplicate it. Should I duplicate it first or do the hair first? Probably duplicate it first. Ooh, I can make Zozo. Let me do a little pose and then we'll call it a stream. What if I make her look a little flirty? A little bit of gum showing. Let's see. And then let's do the eyes. We can lower the eyes a little bit, look mischievous. And then we'll do this toggle. Looking a little mischievous. That's pretty fun. That's a fun expression. Then if I want to go upwards a little bit. Little confident and smug. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good smug look. I like playing around with models like this. Helps me give an idea of like whether an expression works or not. Ah, I see. Yes. See, this is good because now I know that this breaks. The eye inner should be covered by the nose. Excellent. Okay, good. That's why it looks so strange. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, good. This is what I mean by like I have to play with the model to figure out what's wrong with it. Enhance. Yeah, it's a little inner eye makeup. It's overlapping the nose right now. Jeff, that pose makes me feel like she's about to do a wide upswing with a baseball bat directly to my skull. Perfect. Perfect. Exactly what we're going for, baby. Exactly what we're gonna go for. Oh, a little stretchy, and then we'll raid out for the evening. It's a good amount of work. Brain damage. Do you relate other VTubers? I don't only rate other VTubers, but I do tend to read a lot of... I forgot to tweet about going live. I lined up the posts and everything. I was like, okay, I just gotta press post. I did not press post. Okay, well, we're gonna discard these then. That's fine. That's fine. Unfortunate. That just happens, I guess. That's just part of it. Silly. Going offline. Forgot to post live. You know what? You're right, Meta. Air out my silliness for the world to see. They can see it. Oh, perfect. Let me just make sure. They are not ending. Ooh, alright, perfect. Let's actually go visit Zozo, because Zozo is live right now with a PNG VTuber, or a PNG tuber. Let's go say hi to Zozo. The model was rigged from the start. If it were, I wouldn't be doing this. But yeah, let's go say hi to Zozo. Zozo is a chaotic gremlin of a VTuber. Genuinely, I love the art that... Oh yes, she, they pronouns, by the way. I love the art that she uses for her model. And her PNG tuber. It's so fun and expressive. I really, really like it. I hope that the work on on the model right now does it justice. Genuinely, the art is really good. Zozo basically living in the car while the model's being furnished. Pretty much, yeah. Zozo's in a temporary space until the model is built. But the PNG tuber, excellent space. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming Friday at either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. PST. Maybe 5 p.m. because I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule right now. So 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST. And we're going to take it easy. I will also be streaming on Saturday at 9 a.m. PST or noon EST, depending on your time zone. We may be doing model rigging. We might be doing art. We might be just chilling, taking it easy, because heaven knows the week can be rough on us all, you know? Thank you so much for having me today. I will see y'all very, very soon. Make sure you take care of yourselves, okay? Bye-bye. Have a good one. Good night.